Hey, everybody, welcome to a Mike Talk on a Friday morning. So glad you guys are with me. Sarah and I are wrapping up our time here in Bloomington and getting ready to head home. If that's confusing, Bloomington, Indiana, not Bloomington, Illinois. God bless you. Song and sword. We proclaim Jesus with a song of grace and a sword of truth, and we're praying for you all the time. Text prayer to that number on the screen. We want to pray for you, anything that's going on in your life. Happy birthday to Lisa Stone. God bless you, sister. Thanks for your smile that brightens everybody's day. Hope you have a great day. Today we're going to continue in Ruth 3, and I hope that you've read through Ruth this week. We're reading through a book of the Bible every week. This Sunday we're heading to 1 Samuel, doing something different with that, and I was going to say significant, maybe significant. I think it's the Word of God. Anyway, if you've read through Ruth, I was just looking at this today, just kind of a look of the Bible. It's about a fourth of the way through the Bible. If you've read all the books of the Bible so far. You're on pace to read through the whole Bible this year, and it's going to be a great thing for us to do. Listen, I want to get to Ruth chapter 3 today because there's another lesson from Ruth's life that I think is really important for us. And I'm going to start in verse 1 of chapter 3 of Ruth. Ruth just continues to be this woman of faith and this woman who's an example for our faith. And so let me read this, and I think there's a good point for us to make today. It's a little dark in here because Sarah's still sleeping. I'm trying not to wake her, but we'll see how that works. Ruth chapter 3, verse 1. Ruth's mother-in-law Naomi said to her, "My daughter, shouldn't I find rest for you so that you will be taken care of? Now isn't Boaz our relative? Haven't you been working with his female servants? This evening he will be winnowing barley on the threshing floor. Wash, put on perfumed oil, and wear your best clothes. Go down to the threshing floor, but don't let the man know that you are there until he has finished eating and drinking. When he lies down, notice the place where he's lying, and go in and uncover his feet and lie down, and then he will explain to you what you should do." So Ruth said to her, "I will do everything you say." That statement is one of amazement to me. Ruth says to Naomi, of course, she's already made this big commitment in chapter 1. She said, I'll go with you wherever you go. I'll do whatever you say want me to do. Your God will be my God. Your people will be my people. All that famous thing from Ruth 1. But here she makes a statement that's even more profound. I will do everything that you have told me to do. We call this obedience. Again, I want to reiterate and stress that she's a Moabite. She has totally different customs, and she's raised in a totally different culture, and she doesn't understand perhaps the God of the Israelites and the God in whose land she's dwelling. She's committed to Naomi, but she doesn't know all the rituals. But here's Naomi giving her an ancient dating ritual. Here's what you're supposed to do. This could have been as far-fetched to Ruth as you can imagine. I mean, you seriously want me to go down to the threshing floor tonight and to lay at this man's feet and uncover his feet and he'll tell me what to do? Can you imagine the suspense? But here's what I want to point out about Ruth today. Ruth trusted Naomi. She trusted her with everything, including this dating ritual that made no sense to her. And so she said, "Everything you have said to me, I will do." Isn't that what God's looking for from us? Doesn't he want us just sometimes to obey? Wouldn't it have been a terrible story if Ruth would have said, "I don't want to go down to the threshing floor. That place smells. I work there all day long. I'm not going to go back down there. I don't feel like getting pretty for this man who may or may not respond to me. Naomi, why don't you go ask him to marry me? Naomi, why don't you do this or that? Why am I doing this? There's no why in this story. There's simply a trusted voice saying, "Here's what you need to do." And Ruth saying, "Everything you've said to do, I will do." This is called obedience. And while we are not saved by by our works, we're not saved by being obedient and following all the rules. That can't save us because we're never good enough. Nobody. We're saved by the grace of God through Jesus Christ. But we are called to obedience because if Ruth would listen to the wisdom of Naomi, everything would go exactly as Naomi had planned it. And in fact, that's what happened. Isn't it the same with God on a much grander scale? If God tells us to do something, it's going to be for our own good, and it's going to be the right thing to do, and it's going to be in the end the thing that God has planned for us. And I'm just struck today. I was just reading through this again, just going, man, Ruth was obedient to Naomi. Why shouldn't I? Why shouldn't you be obedient to God? Not going through the scriptures going, why has God asked me to do that? Why can't I do this? Well, why do I have to do it that way? Just simply listen to the word of the Lord and do it. May we be like Ruth today, that we say to God, God, I will do everything you say. And I promise you, life will turn out way better if that's the case. So I hope this is Obedient Friday for you today. Find a cinnamon roll, find someone that you love, hang out with them. Pray today, read the Word of God today, be aware of His presence. You have a good Friday. Peace.